Hey guys, I'm going to do a review of Arang. This is a 2006 South Korean film, and I'm pretty into Asian films, especially South Korea, Japan, China. And yeah, but I will have to say I've watched a lot of horror movies from all countries, and although I really love Korean films, I will say that I find horror to be kind of their weakest genre. I have watched some that are really great, but they tend to be kind of a mixed bag, and hmm, more often than not, they kind of disappoint me. But I was pleasantly surprised with The Wrong. I actually really enjoyed it. And it's basically about a detective named Soo Young, a female detective, and she gets a rookie partner, Hyun Gi, played by Lee Dong Wook, who is a pretty big South Korean actor. He's been in a lot of movies and dramas and things like that. So he's kind of new, and they're investigating a series of murders, all of men, and they die in kind of mysterious ways. And she finds out that after further investigating, that all these murders are somehow linked to the disappearance of a teenage girl from 10 years before. Now, this is like you see with a lot of Asian films, horror films, a lot of them are tend to be supernatural or like ghost type movies. And just like American horror films kind of are a bit overdone at times on slashers, Asian films are kind of overdone on supernatural and ghost stories. There's some amazing ones, and they do that genre very well. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of Asian ghost films. But surprisingly, this one was really good because I liked that it incorporated kind of detective police type movie with the supernatural elements, kind of the creepy imagery that I think is partly what makes Asian horror films really good is the imagery. They do imagery better than a lot of American films. Like they just have their horror films tend to be more slow paced, but the imagery is just amazing. It's what's scary, not like constantly jumping out at you, but just the imagery is really great. And this one definitely does that because the detective starts to have nightmares and see this girl that disappeared. And like a lot of which I actually like this. I know some people might not, but a lot of Asian horror films tend to have like kind of a twist ending, especially Thai. Almost every Thai horror movie I've watched has a twist ending, but those are usually pretty good. But yeah, the twist ending in this, I kind of saw it coming a little, but it was still really, really enjoyable. Like it made the movie. It was a good ending. So it is a bit more slow paced, but not to the extent that I find some Asian horror movies to be. I mean, it's not going to make you go to sleep because I've watched some that I was like, I felt like I was waiting an hour for anything to happen. It's not like that, but it's good pacing. It's a bit slow, but it's still good. And it kept me interested. Like I said, good imagery. It's not like an overall horror film where there's stuff coming at you and stuff's happening all the time, but it kind of has things going on that make it interesting. I like the mysteriousness of it, like the mystery, finding out who did this and what happened to the girl. So overall, I really enjoyed this film. I ended up giving it, I would say around a 7, just because I guess just because I guessed certain things that were revealed at the end, and I mean that's kind of on me, not really on the film itself. That when you kind of know what's coming, it's not as enjoyable. But overall, it was a really good movie. The acting is good. I find that with most. I never find acting to be that much of an issue with Asian films generally. I mean, of course, some of them are badly acted, but most part, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, and I really like the actors. Lee Dong Wook, of course, I've loved him in dramas. I've seen more dramas with him than movies, but he's a really good actor. And Song Yuna, who plays the female detective, she was in some movies, and she is an amazing actress, and she was really good in this. So yeah, overall I'll give it a 7. Like I said, it's kind of a detective mystery film with some supernatural elements and like twists in it, more so than a straight up horror film. But it's still a really good film worth checking out, especially if you haven't watched a lot of Asian horror films or a lot of Korean ones, because they're really, really good. Just if you could find the good ones. They're not all good, but this one's good. Overall, I liked it. I thought the acting was good. I thought the story was interesting and well paced and kept me interested, kept me involved in the story throughout. The imagery was good. The supernatural elements fit into the story. And overall, it had a good ending. And overall, it was a decent film. I would definitely recommend it for people that like horror, like kind of dark kind of mystery detective type things, and have just, maybe not seen as many Asian films, because they're really worth watching. That's why I'm kind of obsessed with them, because it's just, it's like when you find some kind of new show or new type of thing, you just really get into it because you haven't experienced a lot of it before. So yeah, that's Arang, my review of Arang, the South Korean film, for day 2 of the 31-day horror challenge. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.